is my 1990 BMW 325i. This was my dad's car that he purchased and then passed down to me. It has an S52 swap by myself. Also an E36 M3 trans. I built some custom coilovers for it. Essentially what are ground control coilovers, but custom built. Shorten the housings by an inch. All bushings, everything redone. Brand new stock brakes. As you can kind of see, I painted the lower valence area, but it's that paint is starting to come off. It's been a few years since that happened. She is an absolute looker from about 10 to 20 feet. Anything closer than that, the defects in the paint start getting pretty obvious. She has a 3-inch exhaust, an internally bypassed muffler that can open and close. If you've seen any of my other videos on this channel, all the other videos essentially are the exhaust setup. Came stock with a comfort interior, but I found the exact same pattern sport interior. As you can see here, this is the sport version of this interior. Apologies for the mess. That is actually not a mess. That is her amazing sun visor. So this is my I will never sell, favorite vehicle that will forever remain in the family. My dad bought this car new. It's got 400,000 miles now, and he absolutely loved this car. This is the first car that he said that he purchased that was everything he wanted. And I mean, look at this thing. Good Lord. This is a good looking car. On the odometer, 400,000 miles. Hopefully that is visible. Maybe not. So this is the project we're working on. This is the whole point of this channel. It's going to be about kind of taking her from where she is to hopefully someplace better. There are a few things that I'm planning to work on with this vehicle. Number one being the paint. When you look at it from this angle right here, you're like, oh man, that paint looks pretty good. And in places it is, but then you come up close and you can see pretty clearly that paint is not fantastic, especially when you come up to the top of the vehicle. All the clear coat is just destroyed on this thing. My dad was parking it under trees, so I think to keep it out of the shade, but I think the net effect essentially was just to get the clear coat absolutely destroyed. Unfortunately, this seat has seen better days. Passenger is pretty decent. The back seat's pretty good too, but I would like to upholster it and make it really nice. I want to keep it this gray cloth interior because I really like that. And the whole goal of the entire car is OEM plus. I have repainted some areas that is just temporary, and that's what I plan to do a little bit more. This trunk has been repainted. It's sterling silver with a 2K clear coat. This is a couple years ago I did this. It's remained pretty decent. Other things I'm going to be fixing. This exhaust has been redone many times. The tips are now no longer centered, so I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be doing a bunch of exhaust work in the near future. This license plate, I have some plans for that. It's seen better days as well. I'm going to be fixing that. These taillights, I painted these red at one point. I think I didn't put a clear coat on, and this red on these amber sides has kind of come off. So I will be repainting those as well. Keep coming around the car. This rear bumper, I repainted same time as this trunk, and it stayed really nice. The wheels, these are some knockoff wheels. I actually really, really like these wheels, but a couple little areas of rash in there. They're 16x8s all around. I wish I could get some 16x9s in the rear. These wheels no longer exist. I think in the end, I'm going to probably have to upgrade to some actual BBRSs, but frankly, I like the look of these better than BBRSs. I like that flat face, those thick spokes. Unfortunately, I lost one of the freaking waffle cones as well, fell off. I've actually got extra waffle cones. It's that centerpiece that screws in. I don't have any more of those. I'm either going to put some IS side skirts on or just repaint this. I like it painted body colored. I think it helps it line up with the front lip better. Same in the rear back here. I'm thinking about going shadow line. So if you can't tell, if it's not clear, this car overall has been taken in a direction of silver with like chrome accents. I was trying to go for more of a classic look, right? And by classic, I mean like, 70s and earlier kind of a look to it. Obviously, it's not a 70s car. Classic, and get some chrome in there, some polished metal, that kind of an idea. I think I'm going to go for full-on shadow line here, kind of a darker 80s look, a little more radwood, Thinking about my dad used to run, and see, I think this is legit. My dad used to run full on sheepskin seat covers on the front seats. Gray sheepskin seat covers, and they were kind of lame, but like kind of sick at the same time. He also, for a little while, ran a bra on the front of the car. I'm thinking about getting a bra again. I absolutely love this stripe down the side. Used to kind of be okay with it. Now I think it's freaking awesome. Not sure if I'm going to rebadge it again. I might put it a 325i badge back on. I might make like a 332i badge. I might just leave it debadged. Love the antenna. Definitely keeping the full extendable antenna. Here in the near future, I'm going to be replacing this seal and repainting this guy. Side mirrors are repainted at the same time as the rear deck lid. Shadow line all across these. I don't plan on tinting, but I don't know, we'll see. Thinking about getting some slats in the rear. I think that not on the outside, on the inside, just to keep the sun off everything. What else? Yeah, so paint eventually, wheels eventually. If I go shadow line, I'm gonna get some, probably some tinted Hella style smileys, just like these, but like darker. I may paint the kidneys black. I've been trying not to do that for the longest time, but it may end up happening. So let's open the trunk. Apologies, this whole thing is so dirty. Looking into the hood here, I'm gonna be doing some cleanup to the engine bay. We need to get the plastic M-Power cover on there. Need to redo this wiring. This is sitting here because I've been trying to diagnose some stuff that's wrong with it. Got a 540 throttle body on there, an M50 intake manifold. It's got cams, it's got headers, it's got full 3-inch exhaust, it's got a lightened flywheel, aftermarket clutch. I just need to clean all this stuff up a little bit more. I did some stuff with my other car. I'll be going through on some different applications to bring this all back to its former luster. The trunk is an absolute mess right now, but the trunk is like pretty decent all around. Most of the stock stuff in there, it's all looking great. I got the toolbox, we got the jack over here, we got the battery cover. I do have a Luke box in there. I would love to install that stuff a little bit cleaner and make it look better all around. Rear parcel shelf, I'm gonna redo this as well. You can see the ports for the Luke box there. I rebuilt the entire rear subframe. I've got like Lemforder bushings all around. I went ahead and did a weld-in camber and caster kit into the rear subframe. I got a 346 LSD in the rear end, but honestly, like, some of it already feels old. I did this probably 3 years ago. It's already starting to feel a little bit old, a little bit dated. I'm thinking about doing it again already. She's got a couple check engine lights that are not check panel things that I'd like to take care of. The brake light and the engine oil. The engine oil is not currently hooked up because I have an actual engine oil pressure gauge hooked up, and so the dummy gauge there is disconnected. Put this guy down, put this guy up. Thankfully, sunroof still works. If you fully retract the sunroof and then try to put it back, there's like a little sticking issue. Oh, what's happening here? That's unfortunate. I'm gonna have to fix that. The idle as well. She's just so pretty. That much is true. This is her. That's it for now.